Irish guy, and every year the summer transfer window slams shut and everyone on September 2nd just feels a bit deflated. You know, a bit like when you're a small child and your birthday party is over, and so it's back to just eating spaghetti in the dark and trying to ignore your uncle's texts. I mean, the end of the transfer window, honestly, it's a bit like the day after Christmas, right? When your stomach now stinks of gone off turkey, you've just spent the previous night vomiting into your pillow. Oh yeah, and you remember that you accidentally microwaved the cat, and Santa Claus has been arrested for climbing down your chimney and pissing in the tree. It's all just a bit meh, right? But still, there are always these weird, nutty deals that still happen in the first week of September after everything is done. And lads, I'm gonna look at them now. Let's see what weird free transfers have gone under the radar in the last few days. And starting off, I'm sorry, but Diego Costa has joined Wolverhampton Wanderers. When I was growing up, these club strikers were just the likes of Kenny Miller, Freddie Eastwood and Kevin Doyle. You know, three centre forwards about as exciting as burnt potato pie. And yet now, you've managed to sign Diego Costa. Costa, one of the most iconic strikers in world football during the last decade. I mean, the face of that snarling Jose Mourinho's second spell at Chelsea. And he's now employed at Molineux. But how fitting, because this man is a wolf. The big bad wolf of Chelsea. Someone who, yeah, probably did spend his spare time eating grandmas and bullying pigs in a shed. Honestly, he was the type of unforgiving centre forward who, yeah, went onto the pitch to score goals, yes. But at the same time, you wouldn't have put it past it just to blind the ball boy with a knife if it guaranteed the points. I mean, this guy was scoring nearly 40 goals in a single season for Atletico Madrid, as they not only won the Liga, but I mean, they were 12 seconds away from winning the Champions League. I'm sorry, but if they held on to beat Real Madrid, spoiling their La Decima party, and with the fans having the everlasting memory of being able to drink Ronaldo's tears, then I'm pretty sure Costa would have been given the keys to the ground. But Diego is a weird fish though, because he is a born and bred Brazilian baller, and yeah, has nearly 30 caps for Spain. All the media keep calling him Spanish. No! He is not Spanish! Lads, considering Brazil had to play a World Cup on home soil with a tub of butter like Fred stuffed up front, then Costa could have realistically led the line for his nation and formed a double act with Neymar as they tried to win the World Cup. Was that not his dream? Did he not also grow up idolizing Ronaldo and Adriano, choosing to ditch them for Spain, a country he only moved to at 20 years of age? That made about as much sense as me choosing to lick toothpaste off my cat's bum. But imagine telling a Wolves fan back in 2013, when they were stuffed in the dregs of League One, that one day they'd be able to see the great Diego Costa in a Wolverhampton Wanderers shirt. I mean, their own fans are calling them a joke club. I mean, it's like right now telling Ipswich Town fans that one day the club will be signing Victor Osimhen or Dusan Vlahovic. Just, what? I mean, I am surprised Leicester City haven't signed Costa on a free. I mean, let's not forget, what Liverpool boss, Brendan Rodgers, made a £21 million bid for him while at Atletico. I mean, can you imagine a front three of Daniel Sturridge, Diego Costa and Luis Suarez? Excuse me when I drew all over my shoes. I mean, I know the latter two were at Atletico together, but I mean, they were comparative old men. Well, listen, will Costa be a good signing at Wolves? No. For some footballers, playing in their early to mid-30s is easy, but for others, their bodies are begging for mercy. For example, the great Alan Shearer retired at 35, and Jermaine Defoe at 35, whilst being a much worse player, was scoring 15 Premier League goals a season. Costa is one of those where, yes, because his body has been through such grueling damage in his career, then he's 33, yes, but he's an old 33. I'm sorry, but he is now a burnt out fig roll. He has never been the same since that FA Cup semi-final 5 years ago. Like, since leaving Chelsea in 2017, he went on to score 12 league goals for Atletico Madrid, and then just four, back at Atlético Mineiro in Brazil. Although, to be honest, after he abandoned them for Spain, I'm surprised those fans allowed him back in the country. So moving to Molineux, yes, the man is a big name and an exciting coup and will sell a lot of shirts. But I mean, he's a washed up chocolate muffin. And I'm gonna say this, he won't score a single goal. Listen, it is good to have another body in the door, because Raul Jimenez has not been the same since that head injury. And obviously, Sasa Kalacic is now just a hospital bill. But is Costa really the answer? I mean, come on, if he was still the top class goal predator that he used to be, then you wouldn't have had to give him a 4-day trial. We've seen this all before. A once world-class yet troublesome striker who comes back after abandoning the Premier League before. I mean, Nicolas Anelka left Chelsea to grab the bag in China, which is exactly something Diego Costa wanted to do in 2017. And then he eventually returned to the English game with West Brom, replacing a massive hole left by Romelu Lukaku, and he scored in one match. And I think he got banned by the FA. I mean, that's That's it. This is a man who once won the Premier League Golden Boot. Like Costa, a Stamford Bridge goal machine and Premier League champion, and yet, predictably, and again, 33 years of age, was just a wet cauliflower at the Hawthorns. So, I'm going to say this. Costa might get one goal maybe, but I think he's going to leave Molyneux next summer with more red cards than goals. Anyway, the next one. Loris Karius is back in English football, and lads, didn't someone else predict this a few days ago?
Look, I'm gonna say something mental here, but okay, I'm nervous to say this because someone out there is gonna be tempted to phone the police. But Loris Karius is available on a free. I'm just saying, okay, he's only 29. He's been on the books at both Liverpool and Manchester City. I mean, he's reached the Champions League final. He is the same age as Danny Ward, but I can't be the only one who can see that he's a much better player.
Yeah. I said that Leicester should have offered him a deal, and you all reacted to this as if I just suggested that Brendan Rodgers should go and smear monkey poo at his chin. Lads, relax. Loris Karius is not as bad as everyone thinks. Am I the only one who feels sorry for Loris? This is the perfect example of a man whose career was destroyed by that Champions League final in 2018. But Imagine if Liverpool had won that match. Or at the very least, if they'd only lost due to the Gareth Bale wonder goal. If it was just a 1-0 match, and there weren't those two goalkeeping howlers, which honestly made him look about as flexible as a dustbin. Ozzy, the fact that no Liverpool players consoled him at full time, I remember thinking that Jordan Henderson, in the changing room, probably had to be restrained from punching him in the teeth. I mean, he was just a grubby man from Sunderland, who probably thought he'd missed his golden chance of winning the Champions League as Liverpool captain. And all because his goalie decided to show the concentration of Donald Duck, and then to blame it on a headache. But lads, Karius is a talented goalie. You don't reach a Champions League final if you're just a football joke. But lads, when you remember the memes, the abuse, and everyone knows that's why he didn't recover. I mean, why do you think the KSI has since deleted the video of him laughing at Karius? I mean, that did about 10 million views. I mean, even he's felt bad for Loris to the point where he's taken the video down. I remember when Karius played a pre-season friendly against Tranmere Rovers that summer, and even the opposition players were laughing at how bad he supposedly was. The media spotlight was blowing up his error in the news. This guy wasn't even allowed to make mistakes in pre-season without the internet overreacting. I mean, how cruel is that? Pre-season is just a place for players to sweat out their pizza and vodka. I mean, even when he escaped on loan to Turkey with Besiktas, he still had the microscope on him. Lads, I think if that Champions League final had never happened, if Liverpool had just lost the semi-final to Roma instead, then Karius right now would probably be a Premier League #1. For someone like Aston Villa or Wolves, he would be seen as a credible, talented goalie. And I don't think a move to Newcastle is bad at all. Yes, I know, Karius replacing Carl Darlow on the bench. It's like swapping out one boy band model for another. But he's going to be playing second fiddle to Nick Pope. But you know what? I hope the Geordies are able to have a couple of cup runs so we can finally see this guy play. I'm convinced he is not nearly as bad as everyone thinks he is. Lads, he's a Manchester City Academy export. There is clearly something in there. Anyway, the final weird transfer that happened this week is Ross Barkley to Nice. Lads, what is going on at Jim Ratcliffe's club? This is a French club who've been raiding the Premier League, buzzing about like a hungry mosquito for months. Imagine telling someone 2 years ago that a small team in France would, in one summer, be signing Nicolas Pepe, Aaron Ramsey, Kasper Schmeichel, and Ross Barkley, all for a combined transfer fee of £900,000. Lads, I would love to see the Nice wage bill, because only last season, these four players were earning a collective fortune. Pepe was on £140,000 a week at Arsenal. Ramsey was taking home £200,000 a week at Juventus. Schmeichel was on £200,000 a week at Leicester, while Barkley was on £100,000 a week at Chelsea. So maybe Nice have somehow managed to convince these guys to sign up for a pittance, but I doubt it. And lads, I would imagine the Nice wage bill is terrifying. I feel like when you get the bill for your meal at a 5-star steakhouse in central London, yeah, I mean, you smile politely at the waiter, but you just know that you're gonna spend the next week eating gravel with a spoon. But listen, Barkley at Nice, it's a weird transfer. And to me, it's kind of sad. Even his own manager, Lucien Favre, has admitted that he doesn't even know what position he plays on the pitch. Barkley is 28 and was supposed to be the next great English hope. I mean, lads, don't forget, he still managed to cram in nearly 40 England caps. He was spoken about as the real deal. Even when he was loaned to Aston Villa over lockdown, he started really well with a goal and putting strings in midfield on his debut for a Villa team who stuck 7 past Liverpool. I mean, he followed it up with a last-minute winner at Leicester City. That was the moment to kick on and revive 5-year career. Lads, Dean Smith was promising that he would get Barkley back in the England squad for Euro 2020, but now it's like he's just given up. Everyone talks about Dele Alli's career having slid into a dustbin, but listen, I know it's not the Turkish league, but really, rotting on a bench in France. I mean, you really think Gareth Southgate watches League One? And it's telling, okay? David Moyes loved Ross Barkley. He worked with him at Goodison Park when he was a wonder kid, and admitted at the time that every big club wanted to sign Barkley. I mean, to him, it was like the second coming of Wayne Rooney, right? And he wouldn't even have to sue this one. And yet, even this summer, the West Ham boss, I mean, Mark Noble had just left the club. You needed a new midfielder, and the opportunity was there to sign Barkley on a free, just even to put him on your bench. And even Moyes doesn't believe in him anymore. Honestly, it's all just a bit sad. Anyways, so what do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you make of the these free transfers? Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.